I think people are stopping there. They want to do it. They don't know how to do it. How can the leadership teams tell the difference between process problems and technology problems? Some people we go in and they're like, oh no, I have a fluid process. This is how we do things. And this is how our workflow is. And they think it's great and they're ready for technology. But how can they differentiate between a process problem and a technology problem?
I think that's a fantastic question. Usually when we talk with companies that are struggling with something, the problem that they usually come to us with is it's more of a symptom than it is the problem. Like for example, like one of the most recent projects we did with a company here, they came to us because their workforce, and they are very unique. They are a 100-year-old ferry company. So they have a very unique problem. Their problem was that the most knowledgeable part of their workforce was retiring. And the
Yeah.
young and up and coming generation was obviously asking for, more tools. Why are we doing things this way? And so that was a symptom, but not necessarily the problem, right? There were no SOPs. The problem was everything was pretty manual, which got them to where they needed to be. Everything
Yeah.
was extremely manual. Everything, took 2 to 3 times as long as it does with technology. And so that's where once we identified some of the symptoms, we then started to do discovery and technical feasibility to determine whether it was process inconsistency, people performing processes inconsistently, or whether the technology was the problem. And we have this one thing that we do, it's called walk the wall. And basically, when we used to all come into the office and whiteboard, now I could say we could walk the Miro board. You know, you basically bring everybody into a room and you'd say, okay, here's the first flow. Let's take it from end to end. And
Love it.
across all the teams, be able to say, okay, that system, whether it's a CRM or a finance and accounting or a workflow management system, there's always that, like, that system actually should be able to handle that nuance, or whoa, those are two totally different processes. It's no wonder the system doesn't know what to do
Mhm.
and you're having to manually intervene. But yeah, so I'd say process shows up really as inconsistency, which is people doing things the same job like three different ways. And really technology shows up as friction. So technology is that friction point, like, oh, why won't it just do this?
Yeah.
Or why do I have to completely enter in why do I have to double enter information into two systems? Like those are some of the things. So I think process is inconsistency, technology is friction.
This is an off question, but as you walk the wall, I would assume, and I love that. I love that. That's my kind of IT project management. I'm a get everyone in the room and let's talk it out and see where we collaborate.
Yeah.
I wonder how often do you realize now how many things could either be centralized or interfaced, because we always get the users are like, I'm sick of doing a X, Y, and Z twice, three times, whatever. And I'm just like, this could be something we can analyze and then solve. And we might even have the tools in house to already consolidate. Like, do you see that?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.